too there, Kevin, when you walk over.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to squeeze in over on me, literally.
Okay.
No, we don't want you to move. It's trying to get all of us, three of us, into the
Into the
into
other
the
ones.
shot.
The other ones.
Yeah. There's no COVID social distancing required in these. No one says.
You are live.
We're
Oh, it's a good thing you told us that.
we're trying.
Yeah, that's right.
We're in a bubble.
We are in the bubble. Yeah, the bubble.
Okay, it's gonna be hard to get me in, but that's okay. Yeah, I think I might go back with this one. I can't shrink that with the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you might just step on the other side of the desk.
Okay.
It's only another 12 inches back.
Yeah.
Oh, there, that's probably better.
Oh yeah, much better.
Yeah, just wait one sec there, Kevo. Okay, move my screen. Don't mind the mess.
That's production.
That's
This is what's here.
Yeah, that's right.
You should see what's back there.
All right, Fran, you're up. Introduce.
Oh. Hi everyone, Fran and Kevin here from Ajuga, and today we have Lyle Mailman from Beaverbank. He has an incredible story that he's going to share with us today, and we are super honored that he is going to do it here with the Ajuga tribe. So I am actually going to put it right on over to Lyle and let him begin his story.
Hi. Yeah, it's a story that has been a long time coming. John Sears has been with me, a friend of mine, and we've been doing brother check-ins and things like that for a while, and he was to help me move along. So he told me about y'all and said, you know, the store needs to get out there.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
You're a good friend of Adam Denny's as well.
Yeah.
He's told his story in our
Yes,
tribe as well.
saw Adam do it, and you know, it's good to put it out there, and so we know we're not alone. If there's other people that are feeling the way we're feeling, and you know, trying to work through what we're trying to work through.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So me.
Yeah, we can take the floor here.
Try to speak up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me.
Yeah.
Me. Here we go. I had a good life. I was doing what I thought I should be doing. I was working in the work I thought I should be working at. And things pretty much I had some struggles with depression and things beforehand. But when life kind of changes and you go from being kind of a kid to an adult, so that adult stuff really starts to catch up with you. And I was quite indecisive in my life. I was just kind of where I thought I needed to be, doing what I thought I should be doing. And so, I was married and had a couple nice houses, and then the son came along, and I worked for many years in small options, supported living, and as an educational program assistant with the school board, Halifax School Board, at Cavalier Drive and Lockview High, and a year at Millwood High. So doing that kind of work, you feel inspired to keep going on and helping people. So all along I've been helping people. I'm a helper, I'm a fixer. So when I hurt my back, it really set me backwards. my son was just was coming.
He's on the way.
He's on the way, kind of thing, and my back went out, and I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. Just how am I going to set up a nursery? You know, how am I going to paint the walls? And then spiraling to what am I going to do when he arrives? How am I going to play with him, pick him up, and do the things I wanted to do? So when chronic pain hits, you got that mind, your body, you got your spirit. And my body was broken. And that really started to rip apart at my heart, my spirit. And then my mind started to go. I was trying to make changes and do things, I was trying to get help. You know, hours and hours of physio, just a real change in quality of life that was dark, you know.
How did you put your back out?
You know, I was kind of like doing some chairs, and it was probably just a process of bad ergonomics and things going along, but there's just one day we're helping clean up at the school, and you know, helping a student in class, in gym class, and just doing some modeling as that, and was doing a spread thing, and all of a sudden something went in my back. And yeah, after first day was bad, second day I couldn't lift my leg. So then it's like, do you get injections? You go to a chiropractor. You only get supported WCB to do physio for a certain period of time. And so that only led up to the summer, because I returned to work for a little while with modified duties. And then once that end of June hit, I didn't have coverage. I could use my private plan, and I was told, like, that's it for coverage, that's it for coverage. I just bad depression because my son's on the way, and my mind and my sleep was disrupted. I was helping out with Special Olympics and respite care. You know, I could do whatever I wanted to do. I could go play basketball. I was hosting basketball and stuff, so I could do what I wanted to do. And then
you couldn't.
It all changed. My quality of life changed, and I was suffering. It was bad. I felt broken, you know. And I was having to live with the pain and not be able to have it solved. It was kind of like, doctor said, everybody has back pain in the province. I'm like, well, as I look at some of these chairs, you'll notice me shuffling and things. There's certain things that I look at. I look at a chair now. I couldn't even sit down at the kitchen table and eat supper.
Oh wow. Severely.
Without starting to feel uncomfortable. So it's a feeling of uncomfortableness. So we have not the normal, but we have the everyday thing. We have the grind of going to work. We have, if you have a family, if you have kids, if you have pets, if you know, the everyday challenges of life. Whether you see them as a challenge or not, but some of us, we struggle a little more with it, if you have depression. So, yeah, it really set me back, because I couldn't even go to the lunchroom and eat lunch with people. I would put a gym mat down and lay down on my belly to eat my lunch, so I get off my feet.
Wow.
Give my back a break if I needed cold or heat. That gave me a half-hour break, and that's how I was surviving. And then after that, I'd go to physio after work. Then after that, I'd go to chiro. And then after that, I'd go to massage.
Wow.
So
that chronic pain led you to...
Yeah, so things started to spiral. I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin, let alone my own home. You know, you start to question your relationships, what you do. With my son, you know, I wanted to show him how to play basketball. I wanted to go out and play. I wanted to be able to build things for him, build things with him. And every movement I had to take, I had to second guess. Is that gonna hurt? What am I gonna feel like after I do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, relationship was breaking down. I knew I needed change. I was so disrupted, and I thought I was going to see a pain specialist doctor. And I decided myself to come off my medication, just so we could have a baseline. And whether that triggered things or didn't, not entirely sure. But it spiraled.
Depression medication or pain medication or both?
It was basically, I had a serotonin booster,
Okay.
duloxetine, a serotonin booster to help keep things going okay. And also had a pain management sort of thing with it.
Okay.
But you know, when you go to the ER,
Right.
if you go into the emergency room and the doctor asks you, somebody asks you, so on a 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
on a 1 to 10, how do you feel? And I didn't think I had a really high threshold of pain, but every day I was at like a 5.
Mm.
You know, I was at a 5, and then when I had a flare up, usually in the fall, as things started to get moving and the change, and it could have been the change in temperature or something. Maybe I need to go to Florida. I don't know.
Yeah.
But these are all questions that I got to keep in my head. Like, where am I going to feel better? I understand why people snowbird. Like, you know, there's these things with arthritis and that kind of stuff. I couldn't figure it out. I was just spending so much time working, having a home, child, and this kind of thing.
Just
So
surviving.
as things started to really unfurl, and I didn't have the courage to be more decisive. I've been quite indecisive in my life that I thought I would be where I needed to be. I lacked the courage to make decisions that I needed to make for change. Understandably, is the amount of pain I was in and where I was operating at. So you have the normal things of life, and you layer it up like a backpack, like weights on your shoulder, and that backpack became heavier and heavier and heavier. Just makes you sink. It really makes you sink into the darkness. So I started to lose things. My mind, my spirit, my body was broken, and my mind started to go into the darkness. You'd be so damn hard on yourself. You start telling yourself, I can't be helped. I'm worthless. I'm broken. I can't go on. You know, I feel like I don't need to be here. Like, to your family and your friends, you begin to feel like a burden. So, and then everyone else around you, like you're trying to figure life out, but you're in crisis. Your face is crawling, you're pulsing, you're trying to make things stop. You're trying to, for me, it was the pain. You're trying to, you can't even express what the hell is wrong. You know,
You were the helper at one time, and now you need help.
I don't want to be the one taking attention from things. Other people think. I'll tell you this right now. There's something that rings in your head. Well, everybody goes through that. Yeah, man, we're all doing that. Oh yeah, no, we got. That can't minimize what you're thinking. That can't minimize what I'm feeling. It can't take away from that. Your story, you how you feel, your thoughts and your feelings are what you have. So I couldn't get that out. I could say what went wrong. I have a very loving ex-partner. I had a very loving and caring mother and father and family that just wanted me to be back to me. They wanted the best for me. I didn't know what I wanted for me because I was broken, I was worthless, and I felt helpless. So I felt like I was losing everything. That I couldn't go to work, I had 2 jobs, and I had a son that brings me so much joy. So I went to the hospital for the mental health crisis, and there's been some great improvements from what I went through, because you go in and it takes so long to be seen. The resources are stretched. You go into a room that things are chained down. You know, it's used for a couple different reasons, and people are at different levels, and you know, the staff, they need to be safe, and things are a certain way for a certain reason, but it gives you that time to come down from that anxiety and stress, the voices, the hearing, like, is there an ambulance coming for me? You know, you go through all these things. You start to look at things in a certain way that you're like, it's not good. I was there. You know, you look at a knife, you look at this, you look at that. And so I went to the hospital 3 or 4 times. My family with me. And because I couldn't tell them my plan, I was asking for a place to stay. I needed to be safe. I couldn't tell somebody what my plan was to end my life, because we were trying to not go there. So yeah, being in that room with your mom and dad and my wife at the time, things like that, and putting them through that, just going the emotion and the feeling, and just like, please, just, I need a safe place. But once you talk with fresh faces and new psychologists, and you come in with different approaches, you know, start to feel better, and you set up, what was at the time like a choices appointment to help set up a plan for get medication so I could sleep. But the medication for me, I was just like, I need rest, I need a place to stay. The medication that I got was supposed to knock me out, but I think I was so far into the struggle that it gave me an elation feeling, like I was floating on a cloud, and everything just went away. I felt so good, I didn't go to sleep. So then, well, do you try this medication? You try this? What do you need to? You're just so far off. How do you get from that? So, you know, my father raised a simple way of life on a farm, hunting and fishing, those kinds of things. And I took up hunting again. And those days staying at my parents' house, just waiting. I couldn't even make a phone call for an appointment for help. I couldn't express. I couldn't express what I was feeling, what was wrong. You know, you're trying to, what's wrong? What do I need to fix?
Yeah.
I didn't have the words for it. I didn't have the plan to move forward. So, anyway, the darkness got a hold of me too much, and I got the keys for the gun cabinet. I got a shotgun. I tried once and I put it back. It was Easter. And then Easter Monday, the start of the new week, I didn't want to go another week. So it was just so this is my face. I kind of come to with my father helping me, hearing my mother scream, the police officer. I needed it to end. I was supposed to be gone. And God bless everybody that arrived that day to help me. I always wanted to go see them and say thank you. It's just a miracle I'm here.
We're glad you're here.
For the friends that came and what's going on. My family. And me just screaming on the way out, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. As they carried me out to the ambulance. And the helicopter came to the school at the top of the street, and they loaded me in that. And so every time you hear that helicopter, it gets a reminder of that day.
Mm-hmm.
And so coming into the hospital, last thing I remember is seeing doors open up, ER staff, and then I was pretty much in I'd call it a drug-induced coma for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And just a blur of suffering, and I was told I was pretty scary. I know why. Those things that went on in my head as those medications hit, as certain people came in and out of the room. I was supposed to be dead.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was in hell. You know, I thought I was in purgatory or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So, starting to come to, I'm wondering why someone's trying to put a cast on my arm. I can't talk. I had a trach.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know where the hell I was. I thought I was in some sort of facility with some sort of thing with all kinds of crazy stuff. So, as I come to and try to figure out what's going on, people there, and I had a person at the foot of my bed that I didn't know. So trying to wrap my head around that I had a person there on watch, because in case there was another attempt or that kind of thing.
Mm.
So I had a constant person in my room that I didn't know.
Mm.
God bless them too, and the nurses in the facility. I think it was in intensive care, and then I went to the burn unit because John Stein, my plastic surgeon, so I had skin and bone from here. I had a patch of skin from my leg, which is not very visible now. That came up here to putting my face back together and several surgeries before I even came to, and then when I was more aware. But I lost my eye. They couldn't save it because if the bad proteins would affect this eye. So trying to put me back together. I didn't want to, even when I came to.
You were still struggling.
Yeah.
Look what I'd done.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken a long time to realize. It took a long time to realize it's a miracle. I'm still here. There's a reason.
There is.
Absolutely.
I'm still here. There's a reason why you're here watching. There's a reason why John said to tell me, so there's a reason why I'm here with you. So I look at each day, each interaction, it's a gift. It's hard to do that. I couldn't do that in my recovery. I was still like, I'm not supposed to be here. This was supposed to be done. And now,
You got to work.
surgeries planned, this and that, my mouth. I even forgot to put my teeth in this morning. That was a long process too, just trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And the plastic surgeon and his team with Carla and everybody, they're magic. Magic hands, magic mind, and the right people were in my life at that point. I was very grateful. Did I feel worth it? Not at that point. Because I tried, I went to the hospital. I asked for a safe place, and I couldn't tell them my plan. So, here's the other thing that we got to think of, that a lot of people beat on the system. There's not enough resources. There's not enough. I'm hoping today that somebody realizes that there is help, that there are things you can do, so it doesn't get to that. And part of that is finding and having the courage when you wake up in the day is to find something to smile about, find something to feel good about. And we all have our stories. We all have that weight on our back. But that doesn't minimize anything you're feeling. Is you. It's me. I have to make decisions each day to want to live a good life, or a better life, or something I can be happy about. So we waited for a long time. There's psychologists, and there's the medical aspect, there's the mental health aspect, and there's the day treatment program at Abbey Lane that, well, he needs to go there, It's people are trying to figure out how to fix me. Now I put my ex-partner, and my parents threw it off, and my brother took me in. And, you know, it's still like, well, he needs to be in the hospital or trying to get into the day treatment. And there's the psychology of it all. You don't understand when you're in it. When you're in crisis, everything's all over the place. Before I left the hospital, my friend Carrie, so many people that came in to see me, the right people. And Heather, bringing in the self-compassion book. I'm like, self-compassion, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
A book. So I had another one of these that was all kind of like pre-attempt on my life. So this is a new book, a newer chapter. So starting to write stuff down, make a plan, sort your mind, and get to these small goals.
That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important.
The small goals of you gotta have. I try and set my priorities. It's gonna be having time for me, having time for my son, and what else ever I can do is gravy on top of that.
That's right.
And slowly building those steps a little bigger. Yeah. So we wrote a couple of questions down to make sure I hit some points. So what was
Yeah, there's a
something
couple questions out here that some people had asked, and one of them being, how do you put the weight down that you carry on your back? So does that start from the time you wake up, you need to be on the ball, and how do you take the weight, put it down?
start, like I said, with the daily living kind of thing, you feel this layer, or compared to juggling balls. Set that down.
Yeah.
How many balls do you have up in the air that you're trying to juggle? Throwing family, kids, my personal health, my mental health, and then what else are you trying to juggle with your social time, what you do on the phone, all that kind of sort of stuff. It's scrambled, that you just have so much, or your backpack just keeps getting heavier and heavier, chronic pain. If you had some form of abuse, if you had some sort of injury or some traumatic event, or your work, you're unhappy with your work, it gets so big, it gets so heavy. So I was rolling on my recovery and the COVID stuff, the COVID things. Boom. I knew I needed to be social. I knew I needed to get out. I know I needed to do stuff. I knew I needed to keep going. Then I'm right back to isolation. Loneliness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard.
Loneliness.
I wanted to find something that I could do, find work that was meaningful, find work that was outside, that I could get moving, I can be out in the air, I can touch things, I can feel things, I can build something. Because I've been doing work, helping people all along. It's not that I could see it or feel it or touch it, but all the kids, all the students, all the people, all the friends now that I've helped along, and just by being me, now making a decision like, I need to put down that support of many people, but that's changing who I am. No, I'm writing a new chapter now.
Love it.
Writing new chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so important.
deciding to find, put things down, and the certain people I've met along the way that have guided me
Mm-hmm.
to certain situations and things that have helped me recover. You know, talking about the darkest day, friend Corey Dunphy, he told me about that, and that stuck. About surviving the darkest day. You draw great strength from that.
Mm.
Survived my darkest day.
Mm-hmm.
So you try to find strength in certain things, and that's what I had a pacemaker that I didn't really need for a bad case of common fainting that triggered a lot of things for me. And then once I had the chronic pain, you know, I got this thing in my chest I don't typically need, but I still got to go to appointments for, and leads into my heart that if I faint or have pain, it puts my heart rate up. Something I never thought about. That may have saved my life.
Mm.
That may have saved my life that day, 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yes, it is. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those things that happen for a reason, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. It's one of those mysteries.
Mm.
But yeah, trying to build that mind, your body, and your spirit. Trying to get that back together again. And some people find faith in God and church. I've held that. Sometimes you just have to have faith in life. You try to have some faith in humanity. And the people that are here before us, that have helped us and that are angels now, try to go to the light, surviving your darkest day, go into the light. So, yeah, day treatment, it stripped me down to the bare bones. And so finding the words for what you're struggling, you have to be able to find your feelings, the words for the feelings that you have. I keep saying you. Part of day treatment is saying I, me.
Okay. Yeah.
The saying I and me, that's some of the things that you learn is I need to find the words.
Mm-hmm.
It's not someone telling you what you need to do. This is your story. This is your feelings. It's me. I feel hurt. I feel broken. Before you can even find that, ego,
Mm-hmm.
pride.
Yeah.
Some can find great strength in that pride, family pride, your self pride, and then mind, body, spirit that gets broken. And you start, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I should be grateful. It could be worse. That's false pride. It's my false pride. It's my ego. I can figure this out. I don't need this and that. So, drinking, smoking, drugs, you try and mask stuff. You try and check out for a while. I didn't do any of it. I knew I had to get medications right. I knew I had to get moving, get back to physio, trying to get my body right. Of course, it's not until after I attempt suicide that I get into the chronic pain clinic at the Victoria General Hospital. That was another 6 weeks. And then another focus session after that on pacing. I know I need to go out and do things. I know I want to be outside. I want to be in the mood. I know it helps me feel better, but then setting your pacing, how you do stuff, deal with the chronic pain, the psychology of chronic pain, learning this is why you're feeling the way you're feeling. This is why you're struggling with what you're struggling with. The day treatment program at Mary Claire, I stopped by after a pacemaker check-in. She had retired last year, but having someone, as I was telling what had happened, and I get on that negativity train and my brain would get rolling.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Stop it." I was like, "Oh." She said, "You're doing a good job of scaring yourself."
Oh. Mm.
And so I had to realize that. I let that negativity train of thought go down the station, and in the worst case scenario, always, and stop it. So when I started going down those dark roads in my mind, when I was by myself, I felt alone in a crowd. This isn't helpful right now. You have to start to train your brain to think the opposite way, because you feel helpless, broken, all that. Stop scaring yourself. I had to stop scaring myself that things could flip the script. Instead of I can't, I won't, I don't want to, I start saying I want, I can.
Mm. You will. Mm-hmm.
Those shoulda, woulda, couldas,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I shoulda finished school. I coulda. I woulda.
Yeah.
They get you.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
will. They will get you.
Yeah. Now it's what am I gonna do now? What can I do for a plan? What can I do to set a path to an adventure, to a new chapter? I had to find a new faith community. Was raised Catholic, and I knew I needed something more evangelical, something help me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday morning, I could go share with my son, and we had smiles on our faces.
Mm-hmm.
I needed something more like that. So the Vineyard, and Pastor Larry, and the community there, Chad, Shauna, and people were there at the time. It was what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm.
It was what I needed at that time. That something to look forward to, something to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what else we got?
And so the last question I think has to do with the leading up to. So what do I do when I can't carry it anymore and I'm at my darkest point? What do you recommend to the viewers that get to that stage, that far, that low?
Whatever it is you're looking at, that you're saying, that knife, that gun, that car, that pipe,
Bridge.
whatever you're looking at,
Mm-hmm.
tell somebody,
Mm-hmm.
get it out of here, please. Whatever it is, if there is a plan, if you have something, you're at a point where you're going to disappear.
You need help?
You don't, I was told, well, you have your son to live for, you have your son to live for. I didn't want my son to see me living how I was living
Mm-hmm.
at that point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I tried to get that out of the house. You know, it's one of those things that you have to tell somebody.
Mm-hmm. It's crucial.
You have to say, just to keep saying you, like for me, I didn't say, I did say, I can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Take someone just to be there, the right person at the right time,
Mm-hmm.
telling the right person the right thing. But sometimes it's just, and it would be somebody unexpected. I say the right person, but if there's that knock at the door, someone you see, I think everybody has that, would have that one thing that they could, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, I really can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I need help.
Suicide prevention lines, even if you don't have somebody close, suicide prevention line, keep it handy, keep it in your phone
Yeah.
if you're having thoughts.
Yeah. Reach out to
So-
us, reach out to Lyle, reach
Yeah.
out to anybody, actually.
Yeah.
We are here, and I think you would be open to helping.
Yeah, well, that's what, they pushed the mobile mental health crisis team,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that fits for some people,
Mm-hmm.
for people that can talk, that can say what's wrong. It just, need a little bit. The community health teams is something that has come along. I think there's new ways of doing intake for help and assistance. Some are against medication, and trying to figure that out, because it's like, oh, now I gotta take pills for something. Believe me, I know some of the apprehension of it, because some people don't go to see a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of work and a lot of time.
Yeah.
But I had to tell myself I'm worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone. Yeah. You are.
I'm worth it. I have to say I want to be here. I need to be here.
Very important, I think, is that word I, because you don't want to be doing it for someone else. You want to be doing it for yourself.
You have to make I say you again. I had to make the decision for myself
That's right.
to keep going,
Mm-hmm.
to walk past that darkest day, close that chapter, and the symbolism for me, I got dunked again, I got baptized again in
Nice.
Springfield
Oh,
Lake.
beautiful.
Good for you.
Oh, beautiful.
That's
You
awesome.
know,
Yeah. That's
and
wonderful.
it was deciding from that day on, that for me was new chapter.
Mm-hmm.
That behind, it's still gonna be there. It's like, when I say a new chapter, there's still those pages in that book that you don't have to go to all the time.
And you've grown. You've grown and moved.
They keep writing the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They keep writing the new chapter. You keep turning pages and doing something with each day. And so, I decided I needed to find meaningful things to do, to work, to create things that I enjoyed. So, I have a lot of support.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
I got caseworkers, Nova Scotia Works. I got caseworkers with CPP disability. I got caseworkers at Nova Scotia Community College now. And me opening up my story
Mhm.
to each of them,
Mm-hmm.
so they know this is why I'm here. This is what I would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to do. And here's a bit of my story, so that way, if I start to falter, or if I have trouble, I don't have to have that conversation when I'm in crisis, if that comes. Being honest,
Yeah.
being real, having hard conversations, this dark stuff. Yeah, it's dark. We try to put that away, and that's self-compassion. It's written by Kristen Neff, and Heather brought me that book, and it was hard to read. It's from a male, maybe it's from a male perspective or something, but it's bringing that in, that everybody thinks there's an image, thinks there's a something we need to achieve, there's some way I need to be, something I need to do, and recognizing ourselves, those hard times that you have to take a little time out for yourself and just step back and be like, why am I feeling this way? Why is this? This is a moment of suffering.
Yeah.
May I show myself the kindness and the compassion, the love I need.
I love that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so learning those things, a lot of the courses and stuff I did, I was still in it. So I don't feel like I wrote it down or I could keep track of enough. There's so many messages, but there's those key things from unexpected places.
Yeah.
So I would like to say the mental strength that you have to share your story is amazing. You know what I mean? And this was incredible, actually. Like, I've learned so much, and just listening to your words has been moving, and I hope it's been moving for everyone who tuned in and watched us here on this live today, because this is the true advocate here, I would say, of mental strength, and I'm so glad that he's part of the Ajuga tribe.
Guaranteed Lyle has helped a few people here today, and something you should know, you should add Lyle as a friend. He's on Facebook, Lyle Mailman, but he does his journaling on Facebook, so you can tune in and see what he has to say mornings. I see him out there some chilly mornings, and he gives us a little
Yeah, it's early
conversation.
Early wake up to I'm in Beaverbank to head up to Kentville to the community college. So as time change hits, as the holidays come close, thanks Halloween, Thanksgiving, some people get excited, but there's a lot of people that suffer with loss, grief of the ones that aren't there, the relationships that failed, and the memories that you have. So fall, it can be a dark time, literally and mentally. So get in the light, get out of your four walls. If I got 15 minutes to go for a walk before I go to drive, I'm going to go try and do my 15-20 minutes, or you got to get on the move. Got to feel grounded, look at the sky.
Nice.
There's no better medicine than Mother Nature.
It's a good life if you want to live it. Another friend
Yeah.
said, I was like, oh, there's a drummer in a band that I didn't expect such great words of wisdom from. He said it to me, and I was like, hey, Gord. I was like, whoa.
Unexpected place.
It's stuck, It's not the clinician. It's not that. You're gonna find things that hold on to. One thing that wasn't comforting and didn't help was this too shall pass.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
no.
yeah, not comforting. So
No.
yeah, I found my own words, my own things, my own script that flips it.
Yeah.
So now each day has gotten better.
Beautiful.
For the last several years, for the last two, even through COVID, it was testing and trialing and stuff like that. But I think I grew stronger through it.
You did, yeah.
Oh,
I think you
absolutely.
did. And I will say, like, no matter what your appearance or whatever, your soul is beautiful.
Right.
And yeah, and your
Awesome
energy
energy.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
So we were so honored to have him here with us today.
Yeah.
And we were so thankful. I saw tons of hearts coming through there as they were telling you were telling your story. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
So we'd like to go ahead.
I commend Lyle for what he's done here today, and everybody that tells their story with us. We love doing what we're doing, so please reach out. Be the next Lyle or Bradley that were here this week.
Come a
Let's-
long way, Brett.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, his story is great too.
Let's keep this going, and we thank you all for watching and listening.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Lyle, for being here.
Thank you,
Hopefully
Lyle.
we meet.
Yes. Take
Thank you.
care.